Hello and welcome back to Inner Peace Place. I'm Karen and we're continuing with the talk on manifesting with flow in an upward spiral direction. So once you have identified the flow going on in a situation that you're in the middle of, ask. So you hear a little voice, you can actually talk to yourself, right? I mean, is this creating upward flow for me? Again, it's an in-the-moment decision, in-the-moment decision. Which you say, oh, that's exhausting. I can't do that. Well, you've been doing that, and you've been doing in-the-moment chaotic creation. So let's just, put the other shoe on and go with the peace-filled. Is this flow good for me? Until you know the answer to that, you can't change anything in your life because you can't identify it. All you know is, oh, my life is miserable. I create terrible, or I do this, or I do that. Well, stop and look at it. I create really good. I'm flowing with the energies, but when I get into this situation, I forget all my spiritualness and I get angry. That is a huge revelation. Now, you don't want to spend 40 hours ruminating on the fact that this one part of your life is not flowing in a direction you want and ignore all this. You want to acknowledge it and bless it and say, oh, I have an old habit that is an opportunity for me to work on. I love that word. It's an opportunity because you need those textures in your life to continue calling out what's going on. You're not reaching nirvana. If your goal is that perfection, you need to do it somewhere else instead of on the earth. Obviously we know that there have been a few avatars, etc., that have come into the earth plane. But the average Joe that doesn't meditate and is just trying to figure out which way is up and have a joy-filled life isn't going to be an avatar. Unless something hits you, blah, sure it could happen. But your goal is to manage the flow in your life, to influence it in a direction, not stop anything that's bothering you. So you did something and you go, oh, that doesn't go with my newfound love. I guess I need to work on that one. And by working on it, what do you mean? Anybody have an idea? Bring light into it. I always do this when this happens. I always do it. And I can't stop. I just don't understand me. When you sit with it and bring light into it, what does bringing light into something mean? Imagine happy thoughts surrounding it. It's actually a visual thing. So I'm sitting there doing the thing I don't appreciate about myself anymore, and I'm going to get still, expand into the all that is, and ask for help. And the help can be from any guidance. Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, Mother Earth, the angels, your guides. There are no, in my opinion, there is not only one option here. You've asked for help and you say, gee, is there a flow that got me into that? When did I first start feeling that flow go south? Because usually it doesn't hit you upside the head. Sometimes we can see it coming if we're observant. There are times when something will hit you upside the head and you're like, oh my gosh. So find when the energy started going south and play with that in your mind's eye. Oh, next time I feel this, I'll know when my stomach feels tight or my throat is tight, I need to get bigger. I need to expand into the all that is, become aware of that connection. The connection doesn't waver. Your connection to your higher self, to your guidance, never changes. The only thing that changes is our in-the-moment awareness of that connection. So they're on standby, always. It is a passionate standby. They are passionately there for you, not just, oh gosh, there's Karen again asking me to help her with this, get more options. That's the thing that I ask for, is clarity of thought. Because in any situation that'll work. Clarity of thought. Assist me with clarity of thought. That immediately gives me more options. I can feel the vibration of it. It gives me more options to pick from, to manifest or influence the flow that I want. Clarity of thought. I surround a person that's having issues with clarity of thought. If they so choose, they can use it or not. But if they do, it may give them a space. So that's what I'm doing. I'm holding a space with energies of clarity of thought. And that way that person can choose to pick new options for their behavior and or thoughts or not. But I did my love energy. I didn't push anything towards them. Even if you push love towards somebody, if they don't want it, they'll feel it, and they don't want it, they don't want it. And you're wasting your beauty and your time, energy, and it's inappropriate too, really. We aren't little godlets walking around, really. So I can engulf a situation with love energy, or an individual in advance of a situation, or something that's already occurred. And that really does work. And what it does is it changes your interpretation of it. It doesn't change what happened. It changes the gut-wrenching, negative feelings that you have that occurred. That's what it's going to work on. When you can get bigger and find that situation in your mind's eye and surround it with me, I surround it with pink flowing upward spiral, mandala type of energies. And then I start feeling better with that memory. And it really does change. Because if you carry that with you, you're manifesting more of that energy, or influencing more of that energy, or attracting more of that energy into your life. So we all have those situations that just make us feel awful. Something that happened either to us or we did it. Sit down, take a deep breath, relax. If you meditate, do it at the end of your meditation, because you're in a great space, and visualize that situation. Accept what happened. In other words, you're not doing this. I take a deep breath and I say, oh, that wasn't so good. Like you would a 2 or 3-year-old, right? You say, oh, Johnny, hey, let's not do that. You don't go, you should never do that like you would yourself. Beat yourself up. Why did I do that? Why did I allow myself to get in that situation? We love ourselves enough to say, oh, well, that didn't go like I needed it to go. How can I influence the energies around that so that I can accept what did happen? And hopefully then the tentacle, there's a new word for you guys, a tentacle of love can go forward in case something similar comes up. A tentacle. If you and I had a fight, my little guy, and I was carrying it around with me, I was still upset. I really shot out a beam of energy towards you, and it's going to stick to you as long as I want it to. Now, it's not going to make you anything, it's just me. So I'm feeding that negative feeling with this, even in my thoughts. So he's left, and I'm still mad. Now, sometimes in my personal relationships, I'll be mad. Poor John, he's getting picked on here. And there are many times that I just sit there and go, oh my gosh, that is so silly. I cannot believe I'm putting that kind of energy into it. But if you never try to analyze it or figure it out, you're just going to stay mad. And there's a tentacle. It's stuck there. I just reel in my tentacle. if you are able to, you'll see that you have billions of tentacles because we're so sophisticated and we're so good at creating. So some of them are good and bringing you joy and some of them are not. And so that's another opportunity for you, that you can sit down and go, oh, I wonder if I have any tentacles I no longer appreciate. Whenever I think of this person, I get a knot in my stomach. Oh, there's a tentacle. Some people elaborately make scissors that are, bejeweled, magical scissors, and they cut the tentacles in their mind's eye. I find that my tentacles grow right back, and so I cut them again with joy. And eventually, they stop because I'm putting all my energy into those bejeweled, gorgeous scissors that love me and appreciate me. It is not a failure not to be able to do that. And I propose that you probably did some benefit, even if you didn't feel a benefit, to using your beautiful scissors. Because the idea of disconnecting, no problem, Mike's way up here. The idea of disconnecting from something that brings you down in and of itself is a huge move. So, don't get stuck on this needs to be successful for me to be successful, because the fact that you're actually connecting and trying out different things is so powerful. It's really, really powerful. Now, let's say you're in a flow that you like. How do you maintain that? You've been in times where you're, all is right with the world. And then it goes away. No, I want that feeling. I don't like this one. Well, the first rule is, of course, don't focus on what you don't like. It gets bigger. Focus on what led up to the all is right with the world. Focus on the energies prior to that feeling that you had. So again, mind's eye stuff. Sorry guys, there's work to this. Find that all is right with the world situation. And it started, I woke up that way. That could be. And then you could find, I woke up this way. So I woke up and then this went on, and then I realized that everything was right with the world. Oh yeah, I can feel it right now. I feel expansive. I feel non-attacked. I do not feel that I need to protect myself when I'm in that state. Now that can be verbal or physical, obviously, but verbal is usually. Or mentally, you're attacking yourself mentally. So all is right with the world. Are you attacking yourself inside? No. You're just enjoying this moment and how perfect it is and how productive it is, how expansive it is. And then you may find that within an hour or 30 minutes or 30 seconds, it goes away. Rah, rah, row. You had the experience and that's all that mattered, because that will tease you into doing it more often, trying to find those moments. Not forcing. Remember, forcing never does anything. Just want to play with it. Maybe you could look for a tentacle that is attached to that joyful energy and walk on it. Go to it. When you do this work enough, you can do it in a split second. So it's only when you are dedicating a time of day, and it can be 15 minutes, 20 minutes, it can be hours, whatever your choice is. But that's when you get good at this stuff. And then when you are in a daily activity, life, when you are living your life, that's when you grab onto something really fast for just a few seconds. You're not having to all day long, it's time to meditate, I need to be still for an hour, and then, most of us just are not going to do that in our lives. You want to be able to momentarily go, oh yeah, I don't like the way I feel, this manifesting, this attraction that I'm having in this direction isn't bringing me joy. Let me cut that. Okay, what would bring me joy? And then go that direction. The energy that's housed inside of you is a great gift. It's a tattletale. I'm trying to think of the right word. It tells you what's going on. If you're just willing to be still enough to feel what's going on inside of yourself, you're going to know if this is something good or bad at this moment. Not good or bad. See, those are really not upward flowing or downward flowing, because you can't see that this energy is bad, because for you it might be awesome. Truly. Because from your perspective it's terrible. Why is she enjoying it? It doesn't matter. It's her life. It's her tentacles. It's her energy. But for me, it just doesn't work, and that's okay. So I've got to not do the good-bad energy thing. It's more of a, does it make me smile? And does it make me frown? It's really quite simple. If you're willing to put the time energy into analyzing these things. We just go through life and it's all just automatic. It just goes and goes and goes. We don't stop to say, oh, this is going good. I appreciate this moment. Look at that butterfly. Look at this, look at that, whatever. Or listen to the water coming out of the fountain when you walk by there. Or listen to the people that are discussing something in a joyful way. That's joy. We don't have to be in a state of nirvana to experience joy. We can just enjoy little bits and pieces here and there. That is a form of manifestation. Thank you so much for joining us today. Join us in another video in Inner Peace Place. Blessings to you and your path. Bye-bye.